Good morning, everyone. Got your coffee? I got mine. I don't feel good today. I don't, but I got something to say, so I'm going to say it. I'm going to go ahead on and say it real quick, and then I'm going to go get back in the bed because I do not feel well. But you know what? With that said, I had a wonderful Juneteenth holiday. I hope y'all did too. Mine was absolutely the best. And those of you all who reached out and showed me some love on that day, thank you so much. It is you yesterday is what pushed me over the edge because I had been kind of saving my coins for a little something. I don't know if y'all remember, but this time, right around this time last year, my HVAC system went down. And we had somebody come out and look at it, and they gave us an estimate and everything, and we just didn't have the money to fix it. We just didn't. And so I finally feel like we have enough money to address it now. And never fear, you know, I'm an asthmatic. I can't be without the air. So we've had what we did instead was we bought some window ACs to get us through. And then this is South Carolina, thank God. So the winter was cold, you know, but we weren't, you know, freezing. I have a working fireplace, and we had some strategically placed heaters, and that's how we got through the year. That's what we have been doing. So I feel like we have enough to address it finally. And so I just want to say thank you so much for helping. Just thank you so much. But that's what I had, you know, a little something I had been going through in my life, and it looks like we'll finally be able to address it. And I want y'all to keep praying. If you're a prayer, send up a little prayer to the ancestors for me that, you know, we have enough and that we can get that addressed and get that taken care of and get this house, the whole entire house, cooled down. Because this is the South and it is getting very oppressive, the heat. Listen, let me say, I got something I want to say. I did a short not too long ago. I did it over on TikTok, and then I brought it over here onto YouTube. If you don't know what Synergy Auto Care is, my mutual, Tabitha Speaks Politics, I know a lot of y'all follow her. She did a really good video on Synergy Auto Center. And basically what happened in a nutshell was there's this auto center, and it was all white people, and it was this one sister in there. And they basically just started talking shit about the Juneteenth holiday, saying that, you know, they were ignorant of it, really didn't know, claiming that they didn't know what it was for, what it was about, the purpose of it, that kind of thing. And it came across, and you know that they did that because she was the only black person in there. And I guess they thought she was going to sit through that humiliation and, you know, that abuse. And sis didn't. She was like, give me my keys, pull my truck around, I'm leaving. And so I made a point in my video. I don't want to victim blame, but here's the thing. And this is a conversation that black people need to have, because I can't believe this one comment that I got, and especially on the Juneteenth holiday. And I feel so sorry for a lot of you Negroes, because too many of y'all think this way. I used to get a lot of black people when I would talk about things in the community. I get a lot of black people, crazy black people, saying things like white people treat them better than their own community do. And that's crazy to me. Yo, you know, black people have never enslaved your ancestors. Black people have never put you through Jim Crow. Black people have never put, you know, obstacles in your way to success. Black people have never robbed your people of generational wealth. Black people ain't never done to you what white people in this nation as a collective have done to black people. Please stop. That's just that always irks me so bad. But this was a comment along those lines. Now, I said in the video that, look, a lot of this kind of thing wouldn't happen to us if we would buy black first. There's no way you're going to tell me that you live in a black neighborhood and you can't find a black auto mechanic. There's two of them within walking distance to me. And I live in Columbia, South Carolina. Two of them just in walking distance to me. And we're not even going to talk about the mobile mechanics. And we're talking about licensed, accredited mechanics that can come to your house. That's who services my truck. I have a mobile mechanic that comes out. His name is John. Cool dude. Cool dude. The coolest dude ever. Sometimes I got to tell him to turn his music down a little bit when he working on my car. It's not to disturb my neighbors. But he always respectful, always cool, always mindful. And it doesn't matter how cold it is outside, how hot it is outside, he gets it done. And I ain't never had a problem with his work. Never. And I'm from Detroit, Michigan, originally. Detroit, Michigan, one thing Detroit, Michigan ain't lacking for is an auto mechanic. It ain't no way. They made the comment, and the comment was like, I wish in my neighborhood, this is a black person that said this, that I could find black people who had jobs, but they all on welfare and none of them want to work and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so basically this person admitted to being in a black neighborhood, right? So we know that they live in a black neighborhood. So that means that when you need your car serviced, you get in your car and you drive out there to them white folks. That's what that means. It means you don't look for black people in your neighborhood, and you just not gonna tell me in a black neighborhood, if you can't find nothing else, you can find a black auto mechanic. That is just bullshit. That's what I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. But either way it go, you drive out to those white folks. Now, if you can drive out to the white folks to get your car serviced, why can't you drive out? Why can't you actively seek a black mechanic and drive out to that black mechanic and get your shit serviced? Why? You know, y'all, when black people like me tell y'all that we need to be in community with one another, and a part of what that looks like is keeping black dollars circulating in black communities for as long as they possibly can. Meaning, you put your money in the hands of other black people. That's how we rebuild. That's how we build generational wealth. That's one of the ways. It's how we rebuild our communities. That's one of the ways we do that. It's how we keep money in the pockets of black people. That's one of the ways we do that. And it's how we fight poverty within our own community. Somebody else, and I blocked them too. When I posted the video over here on YouTube, they said, well, that's easier said than done because you can't always find black doctors and black dentists. This just goes to show how some of y'all, look, stop projecting the fact that your ass is too lazy to seek out your own people onto me by giving me these excuses. Because if you listen to what I said in that video, what I said was, whenever possible, put your money into black hands. Seek out black this, black that, black doctors, black lawyers, black realtors, black mechanics. Y'all will always skip over what God said because you triggered, because you know you don't look for your own people. You know you don't look for your people. And I'm smart enough to know that you are triggered. That you're triggered. Because you're not actively doing something that as a black person you absolutely should be doing. Because you're not being in community with your people. If you're not looking to put money in your people's pockets first. You're not being in community with your people. You are not pro-black if you are not looking to put money in your people's pockets first. You are not pro-black if you don't understand how important it is to keep our dollars within our communities. You're not pro-black if you don't understand that black people are allowed to do it the same way the whites are, the same way the Asians do, the same way the Latinos do, the same way the Palestinians. Everybody does it except for us. Because we are ununited. We're not united. And we're not in community. And that's what these conversations and platforms like mine are for. To help you understand how that we need to do better and how to do better. And then let's peel back a few more layers of that, because we're going to have to identify why it is as a black person you do that. And the reason why you do that is because white supremacy has successfully convinced you that you cannot trust black people. Blackness. It has successfully conditioned you to trust white first, to put white first. And yeah, like another one of my commenters said, you talk about deconstruction a lot. That's because we got to do a lot of deconstructing. Because if you don't deconstruct, you won't see these things about yourself. You won't admit these truths about yourself. And you won't do better, because when we know better, we do better. We actually do better. If you know and you're confronted with the fact that you don't support black people because you don't trust black people, and you don't trust black people because white people have successfully conditioned you not to do that because they don't trust us. And you know what? I can't speak for white people. If they don't trust black people, that's perfectly fine. Me personally, I ain't got a problem with that. I really don't. Racism has always existed. It ain't going nowhere. As long as black people and white people exist, it ain't going nowhere. They're going to always be distrustful of blackness. But that doesn't mean that blackness has to be distrustful of blackness. It doesn't mean that we have to allow ourselves to be successfully conditioned. And that conditioning, you know what it does? It puts our dollars into their hands instead of each other's hands. That's what that does. I blocked the black person who said that. And I blocked the black person yesterday who talked about that, because you know what? It's no more educating y'all. At this point, keep the fuck up or move the fuck on. Keep the fuck up or move the fuck on. What was said was, whenever possible. We understand that there are not enough black doctors and not enough black lawyers. Black people are still becoming the first ever to win this, the first ever to accomplish this. We are still having the first black prima ballerinas. We still having a lot of firsts. So of course there are not enough black doctors. Of course there are not enough black dentists. Of course there are not enough black lawyers. Of course there are not enough black judges. Of course there are not enough black this, black that. Blackly, 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 black. Which is another reason why you should care that these schools not teaching your kids shit. Because we need more black doctors, and we need more black mechanics, and we need more black people in the skilled trades, so that our community isn't dependent upon other communities the way they want us to be dependent upon them, so that they can still suction the wealth out of our communities, and our communities stay poor. Because if we don't trust each other and we give our money to them, that's another way to enrich them. And isn't that kind of like a byproduct of slavery? Where they're still allowed to make money and profit off of us. Only now, the chains ain't here, the chains are here. The only person that can take them chains off from around your mind is you. You're the only person that can do that. But you got to see, realize, and understand the truth in order to be able to do that. By the way, the guy that'll be coming out looking at our HVAC, he black. That's all I have to say for today. Y'all have a good day. Be righteous. Do something nice for someone. Support your own community. And remember that if you can't make something better for somebody today, don't make it worse. Don't be a part of the problem. That's what community looks like too. If you would like to donate to the platform, I'll leave my Cash App and Venmo down in the comments. Y'all have an excellent day.